Welcome back, writers. It's Writers Workshop time. Today we're going to be working on how to add details to our writing. You can add details to your writing by adding more sentences to your story, or tips, or warnings. This makes your stories more interesting and exciting for your readers. Today, I want to show you how last week I wrote a how to make my bed story. Well, today I'm going to model for you how to add more details to your story. I'm going to be adding some tips, and I'm going to be adding an extra sentence in your story. So first I'm going to go back to my story, and I'm going to read what I wrote. So last week I started off with first, I put on my top sheet. I want to add a detail. I know one tip I have is I like to pull up my sheet tight so there's no wrinkles in it. So let me give my readers a tip. So I'm going to start with a tip. So I'm going to make my word tip really dark because it's kind of important for the readers to know, and they say, stop, this is important. So tip, pull the sheet up tight so. Now if you run out of room, writers, you can continue on the side or you can go underneath. That's fine. So pull the sheet up tight so there are no wrinkles. Okay, so see, I added detail just by adding a tip there. Next, I pull up my comforter. Let me think of a tip for the comforter. You know, it's really important for you to pull your comforter where it's not on the floor so you won't trip. So let's think. I could give you a tip first, and I could say tip. Make sure your comforter is not on the floor. So let's start with our tip. Make sure the comforter is not on the floor. Now I'm going to add detail because I want to explain why you don't want it on the floor. So you don't want it on the floor so you won't trip. So I'm going to kind of write an exclamation sentence, and I'm going to say, that way you don't trip. Now see, I've run out of room. I'm going to just add trip here. I'm going to make an exclamation mark there because that's like very important. Let me go back and reread it. Next, I pull up my comforter. Tip, make sure the comforter is not on the floor. That way you don't trip. Now let me look at my third step and see what I can add to this one. Then I put on my pillows. You know, boys and girls, when I always put on my pillows, I always fluff them so they're nice and neat. I'm not going to make this one a tip, but I will add another sentence. So I'm going to say, I always fluff my pillows. So that's what I'll put. I always fluff So I'm going to add, now I'm ready to sleep in it tonight. Now I'm ready to sleep in it tonight. And that's how you add details, writers, to your writing. Writers, one thing you can do is after you've written your story, you go back and think about, can you add another sentence? Can you add a tip? Or maybe you might want to add a warning to your story. If you add those details, it makes it more exciting for your readers. Okay, writers, I'll see you again next week. Bye.